But does married life seem a little boring to you?
Does it seem boring?
A little sedate?
No, I've seen interesting marriages and I've seen not interesting marriages.
You're 49 years old. How the hell did that happen?
I have no idea. We were talking about our first interview that may have been 30 years ago.
What do you want to do before you turn 50?
He's dated the world's most beautiful women, supermodels, A-list actresses, even a few unexpected names. He's walked red carpets, starred in record-breaking films, and accepted an Oscar with tears in his eyes. But there's one thing Leonardo DiCaprio has never done, something millions of people do without a second thought. He's never gotten married, not once. And he just turned 50. For decades, fans have asked the same question, why? Why has one of Hollywood's most powerful and romantic leading men never walked down the aisle? Is it fear of commitment, a bad experience in the past, or is there something deeper he's never shared publicly? Because here's the truth, DiCaprio isn't just avoiding marriage, he's made a lifestyle out of it. No matter how serious the relationship, how long it lasted, or how public it became, it always ended the same way. No ring, no vows, and no forever. And now, rumors say he's finally revealed the real reason behind that decision. A new relationship, a big birthday. And insiders close to the star say something's changed. But will it be enough? Or will Leonardo DiCaprio always stay the same man? Charming, private, and permanently single? Stay with us, because what you're about to hear might just rewrite everything we thought we knew about Hollywood's biggest heartbreaker. Before he was the face of luxury yachts and Cannes premieres, Leonardo DiCaprio was just a scrappy kid from Los Angeles with big dreams and very little stability. His parents split when he was still in diapers. They didn't fight for custody, they lived side by side so Leo could bounce between both homes. One had his mom, a legal secretary, the other had his dad and his dad's new girlfriend. It was an unconventional setup, but it worked, and it made Leo grow up fast. He was raised in rough neighborhoods where crime and poverty were everyday realities. But even in chaos, he had two constants, his parents' encouragement and his obsession with performing. From the age of 2, he was mimicking faces, dancing on stage, and begging for auditions. And by 14, he finally got his first real gig, a Matchbox car commercial. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. He was determined. When agents told him to ditch his name and sound more American, he refused. He wanted to make it on his own terms. And he did. By 17, he was starring opposite Robert De Niro in This Boy's Life. And 1 year later, he stunned the world in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, earning his first Oscar nomination. Hollywood didn't just notice, Hollywood bowed. But fame brought more than just scripts. It brought attention. And young Leo, barely out of his teens, suddenly became a target for gossip, rumors, and relentless curiosity about his personal life. His first public relationship was with model Bridget Hall. She was stunning, successful, and by his side at some of the industry's biggest events. But it didn't last. Then came Naomi Campbell, another world-famous name, another short-lived romance. From the very beginning, Leo's love life followed a pattern. Beautiful women, intense attraction. And then, silence. No drama, no scandal, just distance. But was that just how Leo operated? Or was it the first sign of something he was already trying to avoid? Because what came next only made the pattern clearer. After Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't just famous, he was global. Jack Dawson wasn't a character anymore, he was a fantasy, a symbol. And DiCaprio couldn't walk down the street without getting swarmed. But while his star power exploded, his personal life became even more mysterious. Because even with the world watching, Leo never let anyone get too close. No matter how beautiful, how famous, or how perfect the relationship seemed, it never stuck. Enter the model era, a time when Leo's dating history started to look less like real life and more like the front cover of Vogue. He dated Kristen Zhang, a model who seemed grounded, genuine, and madly in love. They walked red carpets, went to premieres, and shared private vacations. But just before Titanic premiered, just before his life changed forever, they split. Some say he walked away because he knew what fame was about to do to his life. Others think it was something deeper, a fear of being locked down right when the world was opening up. And then came the relationship everyone remembers, Gisele Bündchen. For 6 years, she was by his side. They traveled, they campaigned for the environment, and they avoided the tabloids. But when the relationship ended, Gisele finally spoke up. In her memoir, she wrote, I was changing and he wasn't. She had quit drinking, was meditating, focusing on personal growth. But Leo, he stayed the same. She didn't blame him. She just outgrew the version of love he could offer. And that's when people really started paying attention. This wasn't just one or two relationships falling apart. It was a pattern. No matter how long it lasted or how serious it looked, Leo always stayed single. No engagements, no rings, no plans for forever. And the press started asking a new question. Was it just coincidence? Or was Leonardo DiCaprio actively avoiding something? By the time the 2010s rolled around, Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't just a leading man, he was an icon. But something strange was happening. With each passing year, his dating life started looking more like a cycle than a love story. The women changed, the headlines changed, but the outcome, always the same. First came Bar Raffaelli, another top-tier model, another on and off romance. They dated for 5 years, courtside games, exotic vacations, even trips with his mom. If there was ever a relationship people thought might lead to a ring, this was it. But in 2011, they quietly split. No explanation, no drama, just over. And before the dust settled, he was linked to another Victoria's Secret model, then another, and another. Anne Violitsina, Erin Heatherton, Tony Guerin, all beautiful, all in their 20s, all gone within a year or two. It wasn't just the public that noticed. By now, the media had its narrative, and it stuck. Leo never dates anyone over 25. It became a running joke online. Memes, tweets, timelines of his girlfriend's birthdays. But under the humor was something more serious. Why did these relationships always end before they could go deeper? Was it commitment issues? Was he just having fun? Or was Leonardo DiCaprio hiding a deeper discomfort with the idea of permanence? Because even when he dated Blake Lively, a rare case of someone outside the usual model type, the pattern held. They traveled together, they looked happy, and then, as fast as it started, it was over. And through all this, one thing stayed consistent. Leonardo DiCaprio never spoke about it. No interviews, no clarifications, no comments. He wasn't just avoiding marriage, he was avoiding the conversation entirely. But that silence wouldn't last forever. Then came Camila Morrone. She wasn't just another model. She was young, yes, but different. An actress, a rising talent, and connected to Hollywood in her own right. Her stepfather, Al Pacino. Her world, already wrapped in fame. When she and DiCaprio first started dating in late 2017, the internet lit up. She was 20, he was 43. And suddenly, the jokes about Leo's under 25 rule came back in full force, but this time, something felt different. This wasn't a short-term fling or a red carpet stunt. They were spotted traveling together for years, quietly, consistently. From snowboarding in Aspen to sunbathing in Malibu, they stayed low-key, but steady. Even during the 2020 Oscars, though they arrived separately, they sat side by side inside the ceremony. That wasn't casual, that was connection. For a moment, the world thought, could this be it? Camila rarely spoke about their relationship, but when she did, she didn't hold back. In 2019, she said anyone should be able to date who they want, and when she was criticized online for the age gap, she pushed back, gracefully. I just read some of the comments on my Instagram, she said. People are so mean and full of anger with people they know nothing about. She wasn't a trophy girlfriend, she defended herself, she defended him. But despite everything, despite 5 years together, despite how serious it seemed, there was no engagement, no proposal, no future plans made public, and by August 2022, it was over. Quietly, respectfully, without scandal. Just another breakup in Leo's long line of almosts. And that's when fans stopped joking. Because if Camila couldn't break the pattern after 5 years, maybe no one could. But then, someone unexpected showed up. And she brought a new kind of energy Leo hadn't experienced in years. Just when it seemed Leonardo DiCaprio had settled back into his old rhythm, short flings, quiet exits, zero talk of commitment, something unexpected happened. Her name was Victoria Ceretti. A model, yes, but not just any model. Italian-born, sharp-featured, and quietly powerful, Victoria had been walking for Versace and Gucci since her teens. She wasn't a tabloid regular or a party hopper. She carried herself differently, more private, more poised. The two were first spotted together in May 2023 during the Cannes Film Festival, where DiCaprio was promoting Killers of the Flower Moon. Then came sightings in Ibiza, Sardinia, Las Vegas, Miami, and perhaps most surprising of all, Los Angeles, with Leo's mother. That last detail mattered because DiCaprio almost never lets the women he dates meet his family, and yet here she was sharing quiet moments with the most important woman in his life. It didn't take long for fans to wonder, was Victoria the one to finally change everything? Whispers started to circulate. Insiders claimed she was playing it smart, understanding Leo's quirks, appealing to his introverted side. She wasn't chasing headlines. She was building something. And then came the photos, Halloween parties, concerts, Art Basel, not hiding, not flaunting, just existing. Some even noticed a diamond ring on Victoria's finger and thought, maybe? But that hope was quickly shut down. The ring had been hers since before they met. No proposal, no secret engagement. Still, something about this relationship felt more intimate, less performance, more connection. And according to those close to him, Leo's feelings for Victoria are real, but so is his stance on marriage. He doesn't feel the need to tie the knot, one source said. He likes where things are, and he doesn't see that changing. So could this be his forever partner without the formality? Or is this just another chapter in a very familiar story? By now, it's the question even his most loyal fans can't ignore. Why won't Leonardo DiCaprio get married? He's had serious relationships. He's dated women for years. He's traveled the world with them, brought them to private events, even introduced them to his family. But when things reach a certain point, when most people would start thinking about rings and vows, Leo walks away. And it's not because he's afraid of love. People close to him say he's incredibly loyal, thoughtful, even romantic. But the moment commitment becomes official, legal, permanent, in writing, something shifts. Sources say he doesn't believe in marriage, not because he's cynical, but because he's cautious. He's seen too many marriages fall apart, said one insider. He's watched friends go through painful divorces, lose freedom, and feel trapped. And for Leo, freedom is everything. He's been working non-stop since he was a teenager, acting, producing, fighting for climate causes, all on his terms. He chooses when to disappear, when to re-emerge, when to give, and when to pull back. Marriage, in his mind, threatens that rhythm. It demands permanence, and permanence has never been his thing. Another source added, he likes the idea of a deep connection, but not the rules that come with it. To Leo, commitment doesn't need a certificate. If he's present, that's enough. If he's not, no legal document will make him stay. Even Victoria Soretti, who seems to understand him better than most, hasn't changed that. She might be invested, she might be the closest he's come in years. But insiders say, if she's hoping for a wedding, she's likely hoping in vain. Because Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't just avoid marriage, he doesn't even see the point. But then again, something recently shifted. He just turned 50, and for the first time in public, he started talking about the future. On November 11, 2024, Leonardo DiCaprio turned 50. No dramatic speeches, no viral interviews, but behind the scenes, something changed. For a man who's always been silent about the future, who dodged questions about marriage, kids, or settling down, Leo finally said something honest and unexpected. I do want kids, he admitted in a recent interview. Not someday, not maybe. He said it clearly. I'm not getting any younger. That one line sent shockwaves, because until now, Leo had avoided every question about fatherhood like it was a trap. He smiled, he deflected, he changed the subject, but now, he's acknowledging the clock, and for the first time, fans are wondering, if not marriage, then maybe fatherhood. He's talked about legacy before, how much the environment means to him, how deeply he cares about the planet. He's built foundations, funded documentaries, and pushed for policy change. But personal legacy? That's new. Still, those who know him aren't convinced it means a full transformation. His passion is still acting, one insider shared. He disappears into roles, he shuts out the world, and when he's locked into a project, everything else fades, relationships included. That's been the pattern his whole life, work first, love later, if at all. And even though he's reflecting more these days, talking about time, purpose, impact, it doesn't mean he's ready to shift everything. He may want kids, he may want something deeper, but marriage? That still seems out of reach, because for Leonardo DiCaprio, turning 50 wasn't about changing who he is. It was about looking at who he's always been and finally being honest about it. So why has Leonardo DiCaprio never gotten married? Is it fear? Is it freedom? Or is it something he doesn't even fully understand himself? We've watched him grow from a scrappy kid in LA to one of the most powerful and private stars in Hollywood. We've seen him pour himself into every role, every cause, every performance. But when it comes to love, he stays guarded, distant, elusive. He's had passion. He's had partners. He's had years-long relationships that looked from the outside like forever. But again and again, the same ending. No proposal, no wedding, no ring. And maybe that's not failure. Maybe that's the life he chose. One where connection doesn't have to mean contract, where love doesn't have to mean legally binding. Still, turning 50 changes things. He says he wants kids. He's with someone who seems more than just another chapter. Victoria Soretti isn't chasing the spotlight. She's standing quietly beside him. And yet, the pattern hasn't broken. No official statements, no confirmed plans, no shifting course. So we're left wondering, is marriage just not in Leonardo DiCaprio's story? Or is he still waiting for the right time, the right reason, the one person who changes everything? What do you think? Will Leonardo DiCaprio ever change his mind about marriage? Or is he Hollywood's eternal bachelor by choice? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because in Hollywood, even the most private lives eventually reveal their secrets.